Hey there everyone. So in this previous video we built a bouncing ball. Okay, so that was a very simple application of canvas. Okay, so in this second part what we will be building is we will be building a particle system, a collection of balls that will be bouncing off the floor. Okay, and so let's jump right in. Okay, so in the previous video what we saw was there was a ball and that bounced off across the boundary. Okay, so in this video what we will be seeing is we have a canvas. Okay, and we have this we grabbed the canvas element. We have mentioned that it's 2D and we have given the canvas a width, so we will build a particle system. Okay, where we will have these balls getting bouncing off against these boundaries, and there will be multiple balls. Okay, so class particle, so we will declare a single particle. Okay, so how to do that? So constructor, inside the constructor we will give a x and a y value, and in the constructor what we will be having is we will be having this dot x equals x, this dot y equals y. So what we are basically saying is this particle's value is x, this particle's value is y. We are giving it a size, this dot size equals, let's say, 10, this dot weight, so we will have a weight for the particle, let's say 2. Okay, that's it for now. And we will have a update method, and what this update method will do is it will update these values of x and y. So this dot weight plus equals, let's say, 0.1. okay, and then this dot y plus equals this dot weight. Okay, so this will update the position of y value. Okay, with a weight means nothing but the ball will be moving downward, and we will have a draw function. Okay, so in the draw function what we will have, we want a ball, right? So again, so why are we using a class over here in the first place? Because in the last video we didn't use a class. So that's because we will have multiple balls, right, bouncing. So we want to create an object of this class and use it as many times as we want. Okay, for that reason, so draw function will have ctx dot begin path, just like previous video. Okay, so ctx dot arc, so we want an arc from 0 or maybe 100 coordinate. Okay, so the value will be changing in this case. Okay, so this dot x, this dot y, radius will be same, but this dot size 0 to mat dot pi multiplied by 2. Okay, so now ctx dot fill style, we give a color, for example red, ctx dot fill, ctx dot close path. Okay, so this is our function. Now what we do is, for now let's create p1, one particle, and let's see how it looks. New particle, we are creating an object of this particle, we are giving it for now 100. okay, the position, and then we have function animate. Okay, we have the animate function. In the animate function what we have, we will have this we will have p1 dot update. Okay, we want to call the update method, and p1 dot draw. Okay, so this will draw. Okay, so whenever the update so what is happening is this animate function will be called again and again, and this particle which we have created, we are calling the update method. Okay, so the moment update method is called, this will change the position. Okay, it will change the position, and we are drawing the new ball. Okay, we are drawing the ball with the new position. Okay, but then we want to erase the earlier position. Okay, so we will do that, but let's first use window dot request animation frame. Okay, so we are kind of calling this animate function in a loop with this function, and outside let's call the animate function and see what happens. So did you notice something? The ball just fell off. We don't want that. Okay, we want, so what we do, just like previous video, we clear this ctx dot clear rect 0, 0, canvas dot width and canvas dot height. So now the ball is falling. Okay, the ball is falling. Okay, now what we want is, the moment the ball's this y coordinate is greater than this, so we want it to bounce back. So it's very simple. What we do is, in the update method, you give if y, this dot y is greater than canvas dot height, or this dot y is less than 0, then we want to change the direction. Okay, we want to change the direction of this ball. So this dot weight, so earlier we had this Vy, so in this case it's weight, so this dot weight multiplied by -1. Okay, so that will change the direction. So that will change the direction. So let's see. See, the ball is now having a bounce effect. Okay, so now we have one ball. Okay, we have one ball, but we can have multiple balls. Okay, so let's say we have another ball P2 and we give it a value of 200, and then we call this over here. So now we will be having two balls, right? We have two balls. Okay, but then what we want to do is, we don't want to create only two balls, we want this in a loop, right? So how do we do that? So where particles array, okay, so we are having an array, and we, in a for loop, how many particles do we need? Okay, so for now we want so let's give where number of particles we want, let's say 300 for now. Okay, I equals 0, I less than number of particles, and I plus plus. In this loop, what we will be doing is, we will particles array dot push, so we will be pushing each object. Okay, so we will be pushing new particle, so each particle we will be pushing in this array. So this will run for 300 times, so 300 particles will be there, and we have to give a x and y coordinate. So in this case we want to have a random value of x and y. Okay, so not the hard coded value. So for that we can give is math dot random and multiplied by canvas dot width, so that will generate a random value, and math dot random multiplied by canvas dot height, that will also generate a random value. So now rather than using it this way, we can call for where I equals 0, I less than number of particles and I plus plus. So here also we will have to give a loop, okay, where we will be calling the update and draw method for each particle. Okay, this is the array, so we want each particle. So particles array I dot update, okay, and particles array I dot draw. Okay, so let's see. So I was wondering what's the error. The error is here we have forgot to give a brace. Okay, so now if we have, okay, so we are having this all these balls bouncing off. Okay, so we have these balls having a bouncing effect. Okay, so this is it, and then we can tweak things a bit, maybe. So what we can give is we can give color. Okay, we can change the color of the balls. So for that we can give over here a color variable, and this dot color equals color, and then here we can, instead of giving red, we can give this dot color. Okay, and this color value we have to pass over here. Okay, so color, so what's the color value we can give? Let's say where color equals, so we can give, and we can give two colors. Let's say if I modulus 2 equals 0, if odd number, then we can give, let's say, yellow, else we can give purple color. Okay, so now we have two colors. If we want more color, so we can give it in another way. So we can give something like choose, or maybe we can give like C1. Okay, and we can give here like pink maybe, and we can give here yellow, and here we remove this and we are giving C1. Okay, and this will give like modulus 3. So now we should have three colors. Okay, we can reduce the particle size, particle numbers also. Let's say 100 particles. In that case, you can see the numbers has reduced. Okay, and you can have also very less particles. Let's say for 10 particles, let's see how does it look. So very few. Okay, you can also have more particles just like before. So that's the particle effect. Okay, so hope you like this video, and also you can change, we can give a wind effect. Okay, so we can change the x value also. Okay, then the particle will keep on moving on left and right direction. So this dot direct, maybe we can call this wind equal 1. Okay, and just like weight, we can do is we can give it like 0.01, and just like weight we can give like this dot x plus equals this dot wind. Okay, so if we see now, this will move a bit to the right direction. Okay, but then we don't want it to go out of the screen. So what we can give, we can give a condition like this: if this dot x is greater than canvas dot width, or this dot x is less than 0, then we want to change the direction of the wind. So multiply it by -1, so that would change the direction, and since the direction is changed, so now it will be like subtracting the wind. Okay, so that will bring it back. So if I increase it for now, just so that things happen a bit faster, you see it's moving at the right hand direction, but then that will start coming to the left side again. Okay, because it cannot go out of the screen now. Okay, see, so once it's in the right hand direction, it hits the boundary, it comes to the left side again. Okay, so hope you like this video. So thanks for watching. Bye.